Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm so happy to have you. So my pre-existing subscribers, welcome back to the channel. So for today's video in particular, we are going to be talking and discussing Elon Musk's coup and what's going on in the United States Capitol right now, especially when it comes to the U.S. Treasury and your Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare, all those federal funding, all those savings that you guys have worked so hard for, including myself, to be able to, retire early when we want to, and be able to get that check that we were promised when we were born. It was a clear, obvious coup. Yesterday there was a rally to try and stop them. Obviously, it's just a rally, it's a peaceful rally. A lot of people are wondering, well, why didn't the Democrats do anything? They keep saying, we don't have the numbers, we don't have the numbers, we have the numbers. And so here are all the people who have access to the Treasury Department, but doesn't actually have the clearance to have it, but yet they do, and they hacked into the mainframe and the systems, and so this is what they do. So here are all the people and their names. So the first one we have Russell Vought. He wrote the Project 2025. We have Brian Bajee. He's the HR yes man from SpaceX. We have here Ricardo Bassani, who is from the Boring Company. We have Anthony Armstrong, which is Morgan Stanley, helped Elon acquire Twitter. Boris Akakis, who's the president of a company called Human Capital. I find a little suspicious. We have here Edward Corzine, aka Big Bald. I don't know what that means. Elon's favorite IT guy. I guess it makes sense why he had that name. Anyway, we have Gavin Kingler. We have Akasha Baba, Anthony Stratran, Cole Killengrad, Amanda Scales, and she is the OPM Chief of Staff. We have here Josh Grusbortum, I don't know what that even said, Michael Peters, and then Rushy McGramahan. My God. Okay, I'm going to show you each single one so you know what they look like. Okay. Okay. Now, these are also minor too, so I don't know why, well, not minors, but like little children playing with firecracker, but, just so you know the names of who was involved. Okay, so with that being said, we are now going to read and take a quick look at what is going on within the inside mainframe of the Treasury Department. We already talked about what the project was and what they're going to do. So if you have not watched my Shooting Star Prophecy, with Elon Musk, highly recommend you go and watch it. That is the video before this one. And this video is going to talk about more about the coup that's going on within the government. Right? We talked about for a while a foreign entity and foreign influence trying to influence our government. Now, for a while, a lot of psychics, including mine, even me, I talked about how Russia was going to influence in some capacity. But one thing that we underlooked, even though we were right in the terminology that was a foreign entity, we didn't really take into the fact that this person could be already living in the United States, like Elon Musk, who is a foreign entity and an adversary to South Africa. So, let's go and take a look. Let's see. How do we do the spirit? Okay, they told me to start with this. We'll go from there. I just want to let you guys know this video is being recorded on Wednesday, February 5th at 12:12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you want to help out the channel, you want to help it grow more and more and more, I highly recommend you do so, and I appreciate all the help and love you have given this channel. And you can do so by commenting in the comment section below, by liking, subscribing, hitting the bell icon, or even watching this video longer than you normally do. It helps the channel, helps with the algorithm, helps with the engagement. So definitely try and do that. It helps in every way possible. Thank you. And this video is just for entertainment purposes only, and everything in this video just for life purposes only as well. Alright, so if you guys have anything to say about Musk or Elon Musk, just call him Leon Musk instead. So L-E-O-N, Musk. Okay, so otherwise the comment will just be hidden. There's nothing I can do. That's just YouTube policy, I guess. You know, I mean, it's censorship nowadays. Anyway, let's begin. So spiritual angels, tell me about what is going on within the U.S. Treasury. Why is the coup going on by Elon Musk and all his adversaries that we mentioned? Okay, so we have something being hidden. This feels like the mainstream. This feels like, to me, this has to do with the computers. You see this here? This feels like, you know those like old computers back in the early 2000s where they had that big giant box underneath your window computer? It feels like that. This is what it feels like. It feels like there's a connection. There is the flurry of the fire here. But that flurry is that electricity, that energy that's transferring from one computer to the next. This feels like they're transferring information somewhere to another location. They're to transfer something from one computer to the next. What are they transferring? Okay, they're obviously transferring money, but they're looking for something else other than money as well. They're looking for something. They found it, though. They found it. Here we have the 5 of storage, the 3 of storage. Here's what I'm getting. I'm hearing clearance information. I wonder if like clearance information is hidden within the mainframe of the Treasury Department, and that it was meant to be able to hide some of the most sensitive information by essentially putting it behind the mainframe of where the Treasury Department works and the coding mechanism there, because the best place to hide it would be the place where people would not expect to look, and that would be the Treasury Department. It feels like to me that they were aware of this, and they knew that clearance information regarding the safety of the United States is hiding within the mainframe of the Treasury Department. Yes, he has access to the money, but it seems to be a lot more than just the money. Here on the left side here, we have the 7 of Pentacles, which means looking at the money. They obviously look at the money. They have the money, without a doubt. But they're looking at a little bit more than just the money, which is why there's a pile right here. On the left side, though, on the right side, we have the 3 of Cups. And the 3 of Cups on the reverse side is unhappy time. It means bad intention. So I'm going to say that this is bad intention. This is what I'm getting. Bad intention. I am looking at that pumpkin, though. And that pumpkin is very significant because it talks about how, like, a pumpkin takes a very long time to grow, but it can grow and grow and grow, and it's a vine. It's going to keep stretching and stretching. So when you go pumpkin picking and you go to pick up a pumpkin, you're going to get vines and little spikes all over you. It feels like, in a way, that even if they recover this, there's something that's spiky, that's encoded. So if something is encoded, and as you put their hand in deeper and deeper, it becomes harder to pull out. And I wonder if that is laying the trap or the groundwork that they are trying to go into the system, and anybody who tries to, fix the system, they're going to end up in spikes before they actually get to where they got to go, which means that they're probably inputting encoding systems or something encoded in there that, like almost like a Trojan horse or like a virus, something that's very damaging to the person who is trying to investigate. Underneath the Moon card, though, we have the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups has to do with the leaving of something, but in reverse. And this is the card that represented back in 2020, the card of 45 leaving the presidency. It's reversed, which means the Moon card, which means there's information regarding 45 maybe hidden here, maybe classified information, maybe things that they found. They want to probably find it and try to essentially remove whatever that is that they found relating to 45. Because we did say here that on the 3 of Cups reversed, even though they're inputting coding systems and stuff like that, spikes within the software program and the coding system after they found everything they needed, we have the Page of Cups. They found the fish. They found the fish. They found exactly what they needed. This is the guy in the bottom of the deck, right, walking away, and walking away pretty victorious. And here we have darkness. Darkness, the Hermit card reversed, and then followed by the Victory card, the 6 of Wands. So, whatever the intentions was definitely not good, but this is definitely a hack for sure. I can definitely tell you right now, it feels like a hacking type of situation. Again, everything in this video is just for life purposes only, and that's all that it is, just for entertainment. But it definitely feels like, to me, it's a hacking situation to the mainframe of the Treasury Department, where they hide highly classified information regarding the United States into the mainframe, so that anybody who hacked it had a harder time getting to it. But they already apparently knew that where the information was being held behind the software program for the Treasury Department, which means that they were looking for something else besides the money. But the money is the obvious kicker. What's behind the scenes is So what we don't know is that clearance information, what is behind the Treasury Department. Okay, they're telling me not to use that deck yet. We're going to use the American Eclipse and see what else do we need to know about this coup. Good, that's exactly what it is. All right. Okay, that was too quick. All right, so spirits and angels, tell me about Elon Musk coup within the U.S. government, the hijacking, and him and his minion trying to hack the mainframe of the U.S. Treasury Department, having access to people's social and all those things. What do we need to know? You get the Seven of Swords, the Knight of the Cup reverse, you have Virgo. Ten of Swords reverse, Sagittarius. Oh shit. I'm getting like chills. I think I know exactly what this is. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. Yeah. Yeah, I know exactly what it is. So, essentially, I gotta be careful with how I'm saying this. Essentially, it seems like two competing governments. Like two governments that are competing with one another. There's one that's out in the open and there's one behind the scenes. That's what's going on. Because you have here, you have the female up here, right? You have the female, the woman, but then you have the male here, which is 45. And he's on the bottom row. He's on the bottom row, whereas this is the female. There's two governments currently ongoing. This is what it is. It's two governments currently ongoing right now. We're going to take a look at the astral alignment deck. And that, it's interesting that the clear information hidden within the Treasury Department. Because it feels like, more than anything, it feels like they are aware of that. And it's almost like an attack not only on the U.S., but it's an attack on that government that's running. Spirits and angels tell me. It's almost like it feels like a war, but it's like a political war. So spirits and angels tell me. What is Elon Musk and his minion trying to do, and why are they trying to hack into the mainframe of the Treasury Department? Thank you. But there's something about this woman here. Let's see what that card comes out. And two more cards. Thank you. I love when they do exactly what it asks. Okay. Okay, so we have these two cards. You gotta be careful the way I move this. There's Saturn. We have Scorpio reverse. On top of the woman, though, with the Seven of Swords, your wisdom, skill, self-defense. Here on the top of the deck here, we have first quarter moon, momentum, initiative, magnetism. Okay. What's on the bottom of the deck? We have here sideways, the third house, which tells you about communication, transportation, local community. And that is Gemini in the third house. Okay. You want to know what's really interesting about this? It looks like a radar. Right? It looks like a radar system. This is the bottom of the deck. Okay. Let's read. So this is how we're gonna read this. We're gonna read this in a way in which we can perceive it. So this is the first government, the hidden government. Right, the hidden government. This will be the public government. Okay, and then we'll explain why they're trying to do what they're trying to do, and essentially we'll go from there. All right, so essentially we have here we have the Ace of Coins, right? The mainframe, right? Something's being encoded. It's interesting that we have the money, the Bitcoin, and then we have all the computer systems here, right? The computer hardware. We talked about recently in this video, we talked about how behind the Treasury Department, there was going to be a coding system where secret information was kept. And that is what they were trying to essentially get at. They were not trying to get the money, what the money is beneficial, but it's being overlooked by the general public. But behind the scenes is highly classified information, something that was hidden. Here we have the 7 of Swords, Harris, right? Vice President Harris, which means that something was hidden regarding by or for Harris. There was something that was hidden, information was hidden. Now, I'm being told to look at the specific individual right here, the one in gray. He is holding almost like a black thing right there. Now, normally that's a phone, but in this aspect, it's not. It's talking about a camera or like binoculars. They feel like a binocular, like someone's looking from that perspective, trying to see what exactly is information that's encrypted. What information is encrypted and how can he get that? Why and how do I know that that is Harris? Because Sagittarius is up here. Sagittarius is November. But we talked about November being Sagittarius, which means this is the November election, which means possibly this is encrypted information regarding the electoral security of how things run in the United States. Right? Maybe it's encrypted in the Treasury Department. Or maybe they have information because they can't put it anywhere else, they put it in the Treasury Department. Here we have under the Knight of Cups reverse, we have people smoking, doing drugs, partying, whatever. This is within the White House, which is the Knight of Cups reverse. This is interesting because it means that this is definitely not something that they're partying about, that it's not some sort of celebration. This is behind the scenes, and this is very serious. But whatever they are doing is very serious. Here, the next card is, we have the 37, which is, nevertheless, she persisted, which is Virgo, and you have this woman coming in, being champion, right? The light, the sun shining, and all that. That is essential because you have the woman here, where you have these two, which means something is very serious in these two cards. You have the woman on the outskirts, which means these two are out in the open. These are in the public scene. This is what you see in the public, right? Her concession speech, and nevertheless, she persisted, which means she's still persistent. Here we have the 2 serious cards, followed by the 10 of Swords reversed, which means no, it's not over. It's by any means not over. This is like America, done. 10 of Swords, done. It's reversed, which means no, it's not over. It may appear it looks like it's over, but it's not over. Again, like I said, this is the hidden government. The hidden behind the scenes. Here we have Prudence, which is National Security Intelligence Agency. Now the lavender is right there with me to sense of calmness and tranquility, and we have the puzzle being figured out. The puzzle has not been figured out. And, the lavender is reversed because it indicates that there is not calmness, there is urgency to the situation. There is high anxiety, fast-paced movement that they need to pursue in order to essentially neutralize the threat. That is what's coming up here. Right? That is what's coming up. This is important because we have the serious tone. Again, a serious tone here because this guy just sitting back relaxing. It's reversed with me, no, he's in action. Whereas the female card here, which is indicative and containing here, is like out in the open. And this is also the same card that's also right here as well, because this card is indicating, okay, well, listen, we see this out in the open. We saw this twice. We did not see this because it's not what we're meant to see. We're not meant to see the intelligence agency do their thing because it's not supposed to be out in the open. Now, let's take a look and see what do we see out in the open with our current government, right? The current administration. It looks like a complete battle between the two is what it looks like. Here underneath the Ace of Coins, we have followed by the Empress, which is Melania Trump. Right, we have barcodes, she's sitting down, relaxing, just looking her certain way, trying to look elegant, whatever. This is the reverse. This is saying that this is somebody who's fast-paced movement. They are looking at the camera. They are watching every single move, which is why it falls underneath the Ace of Coins, which means that they are watching. Whatever the Empress is, she's watching. Here we have the Sagittarius, which is interesting because it falls underneath the November election. It falls Harris and then Sagittarius, which is the 30th card. This is interesting because it's a dandelion, then you have that one little, I forgot what kind of plant that is, but it's like a plant where you blow on it and all the seeds blow with it, but it's so fudgy. And it looks like you're starting to see a seed starting to spread. That's the intention behind it. It's trying to spread, which means it's not going to last forever, but there will be pockets of it. What's interesting enough, though, is that although Harris is here, the arrow is pointed to this, right? The arrow is pointed to this, which means they're trying to knock off the serious tone. They're trying to tranquilize the hidden government from investigating the current one. Underneath the knife, the cup, this is the presidency, right? This is the star card, right? This is the Muslim and the Jewish community. This is kind of like Israel, Palestine, type energy, Gaza. We saw what 45 said he was going to do with Gaza, that he was going to take it over and make it into a real estate mogul or whatever. He was going to do something with that. This is important, this is significant because it's talking about, yes, the hidden government is taking this seriously. The presidency, however, is given one vibe out in the open and doing another behind the scene. This is the reflection, right? This is the reflection. You cannot trust anything that is being shown or cast to you. Why do you think it's the Judaism Capitol building here, and then you look at the bottom, it's the Muslim? But it's because it's that contrast here, it's that reflection that not all is what it seems. Underneath the Virgo card, though, we have the Five of Cups. And this is kind of like somebody who has 4 empty cups but 1 cup filled. And he is over drinking, right? He overdrank, but we can't really determine that. We're not sure if maybe she is ready to fill that out. Because if you look at her, she is looking at something. She's either dealing with paperwork or she's about to give him whatever. I don't know exactly what she's giving him, but we don't know if she filled up those 5 cups yet or she only filled up 1. But that's what that's saying. Underneath the Ten of Swords, though, we have the upright 5 of coins, which is like hardship, difficulty. We have homelessness. And that falls under this. Means eventually they will be homeless. Because we have the Ten of Swords upright here in the hidden government and him being kicked out. Or something with the administration being forced to not be able to do the things that they need to do. Which is why they're looking at the Treasury Department, because maybe they don't have the money to do what they want to do, so they're going to seize other means of effort to be able to force the agenda on the American people, to force the agenda on the American populace. But something is hidden here, a serious note that is preventing the current administration from doing something. Underneath the Prudence card, which is the national security, we have the Emperor, which is 45. Right? We have him in the swamp with the dirty American flag. You have, he thinks he's king with a lot of dead plants around. Why is it significant? What is hidden behind the scenes? And knowledge relating to 45. Knowledge relating to 45. So this is the hidden government. This is the hidden government. This is the public government. This is what we see out in the open. This is what we see behind the scenes. Now, let's read it with the astrology. The first card that came up, though, was Palace, which fell right exactly on the 7 of Swords, and that is Palace, which means wisdom, skill, self-defense, right? Which is very important because this is all about defending the country, self-defense in that way. You're taking on the embodiment and the emboldenment of self-defending the nation. Here you have the Virgo card, which is the person standing up, right? A Virgo, and you have the 10 of Swords reversed. You have these 2 cards that come up. We have the first card that comes up, which is Saturn, which means discipline, obstacles, boundaries, which means those obstacles and boundaries have been removed, which means there is no limitation to what this hidden government can and will do. Underneath the Scorpio card, which is reversed, which means deep, intense, transformative, we can definitely see that something is definitely mysterious, but it's going to be shown to the light. Let's go and take a quick look at what Saturn and Scorpio mean together. What does Saturn in Scorpio mean? Okay, it means emotional depth and resilience. If you have Saturn in Scorpio, you are likely to possess profound emotional strength and resilience. It means secretive, resourceful, and ambitious. Saturn and Scorpio also have strong likes and dislikes, and you do not believe in being in dilemma. Saturn and Scorpio are emotionally intense personalities. Okay, let's see in politics. Let's see what it means now in politics. In astrology, Saturn and Scorpio can mean that someone is disciplined, resilient, and determined, which can be beneficial in politics. Saturn is associated with authority, structure, and responsibility, while Scorpio is known for being intense and mysterious. Right? Saturn is a defining force that represents authority, structure, and responsibility. It can also indicate how someone approaches challenges, handle responsibilities, and work towards their goal. Scorpio is known for being intense, mysterious, and passionate, and is ruled by Pluto, the planet of transformation, mystery, and power. Which is interesting because, again, we talked about Pluto return and the fall of the structure, which means that this could be the fall of the hidden government that's behind the scene. And Saturn in Scorpio, when Saturn is in Scorpio, it can intensify Scorpio's natural intensity and transformative nature. This can lead to people who are resilient, emotionally strong, and determined. In politics, people working with Saturn have to work hard to reach high positions rather than inheriting them from family. We knew this before, like Harris wasn't going to inherit it from Biden, right? She couldn't inherit it from Biden. Because again, she represented this energy. She represents the Saturn and Scorpio, the high determined. She has to work for that. She has to fight for it. It's not going to be handed over to her because of the current administration, the current party in power, right? She has to fight for it. Here, though, the two cards that represent the reflection, which is the presidency card for 45, then we have the Knight of Cups, which means seriousness, not party and taking things seriously. We have the first house of Virgo, which I believe that is the first house of Aries, and that means self-body presence, right? So this is a government body, it's a governing body, right? It's in the first house, which means the house of self. The waning crescent moon, though, means surrender, restoration, and trust. Why you're wondering what is going on in the current government and why everything's going the way it's going, is because the surrender, restoration, trust. Because 45 is essentially what he is doing is he is trying to dismantle the hidden government behind the scenes and to expose that hidden government. So what we're seeing behind the scenes here is they're trying to protect the integrity of the country, while 45 is essentially trying to dismantle that and start his new order of the way things will start and the way things will go. The thing is, 45 is also using the same foundation as the ones with the secret government that was hidden, the secret behind-the-scenes government. He is using that same foundation to build his own. That's also going to collapse because the foundation in which the hidden government was created and founded upon will also be collapsed under the Pluto return. What Pluto return has come eloquently to the United States. It is also amplified by the third house, which is the Gemini card in the third house, which means communication, is the media here, which means transportation and local community. Right, so it's further amplified on communication and censorship. Here, the top of the deck, which is the first quarter moon, which represents momentum, initiative, magnetism. They still haven't found all the information that they are seeking. Yes, I said that they found it, but they haven't found all in which they seek. Now, what's the next card that comes up after? We have a lunar eclipse. This card keeps coming up for some reason. Culmination, release, illumination. So there will be a cycle in which this hidden government, so unquote, will be released publicly. And here we have waxing gibbous moon, nurturing patient refinement. They're definitely fighting. I can definitely tell you right now, they're definitely fighting. There's some sort of resistance within that government. They're attacking the Treasury Department, not because of the money. Well, the money's there as a benefit. But it feels like there's a little bit more at play here than what meets the eye. Alright, so now that we uncovered some things that I did not expect to actually be understanding, but it starts to make a lot of sense. You know, we talked about how they were going to use like their projects and use it for robots or whatever. All of that, they're going to use the money for that. But essentially, what it is saying here is that they are going to use other measures and other things to be able to get high clearance information. The bottom of the deck here, we have the Pope, which is number 5. That cult-like energy, but that's going to come to an end. And then the top of the deck here, we have the Strength card reverse. You know, for some of you guys, you're talking about like whether or not there could be martial law. I did a video on this, so if you want to go a couple videos back, I did a video very recently on martial law. Highly recommend you go and check that video out. But one thing that we didn't really take into account is that essentially martial law would essentially take away the power of the presidency and give it to the military. The military would love to have that. Right? The military probably does not agree with 45. But martial law might not be the way that he would go about it. And instead, he might pursue the route of Abraham Lincoln. He might suspend habeas corpus, and habeas corpus was the suspension of rights for Americans. That is what Lincoln did, and he was able to maintain control of the presidency. Martial law, though, withstands the power of the presidency and gives it within the notion of the military. That's entirely different. 45, I don't see him doing martial law, but habeas corpus, that's something that we never covered on the channel before, which I'm going to have to cover a video on. But let's take a look and take one more, see if we can get a little bit extra info, and then we'll end the reading. If you guys want to share this video, sharing it will definitely help out the channel, help us grow. So I highly recommend you go and do so. I do appreciate all the love and support you guys have given us, and I want to let you know I love you. But try and engage with the content in some formality. It really helps. It helps us grow. It helps get the message out. Yeah, you guys let me know what your pendulum, your intuition, what your tarot cards are saying. I'm really curious to see what you guys get. But there seems to be a lot more at play here than just meets the eye. For those of you guys who want to comment about Elon Musk, I highly recommend you don't use the word Elon Musk. You just use like Leon Musk or just Musk or Leon, because then it won't be centered. Okay, so let's take a look. Is there any additional information you want to tell us regarding Elon Musk and his coup with the U.S. Treasury Department? Tell us what's going on here. What's going on? Thank you. So we have two, okay. You know, it's ironic. I'm going to do a video on that. I was watching a really old video of mine, and I talked about how 45, I don't see him making it to the general election because something happened right after the primary is over, but before the general election, you all know what happened then, but he lived and survived by a mere millisecond. I wonder if time was altered at that specific point. So I'm going to actually do a video on it and see what really went on and how he was able to avoid that one little bullet. Anyway, we have the big media. Censorship. We talked about censorship all the time. The media, the media, the media. Well, actually, what is going on here? We talked about this, right? We talked about this red pickup truck. Not this red pickup truck. We talked about for many times on the channel, we talked about this red car explosion. We kept talking about this red car, and I kept saying there was a connection between Elon and 45. Then on January 1st, we actually had an explosion of a Tesla car in front of Trump Tower. That's the connection there, but that's not all. This is something bigger that they're not telling us, revolving around something with the big media and not telling us about what happened. There's a little bit more to the story than what meets the eye. Let's see, what else? What else are you telling us? Here we have blank. Clearance information. So something is clearance. So I gotta be careful with what I say. Okay. What is it? What is it? Okay, we also have more clearance information. Okay, so this is the first clearance. This is the second clearance, theoretically. There's a lot of cards underneath it. Then here is the first clearance. So they're giving us two major clearance information. Gotta be careful what I say. IRS, criminal government. Talking about what are they doing? We all know exactly what they're doing. The criminal, here we have owning a player may tax each opponent on his own income phase. Tax may come from any group. If a player has no money, he owes no tax. Okay, that is the IRS. Here we have MTV coming through the screen. Oh, this is kind of creepy. Giving me like hologram vibes, giving me like high technical advancement. And here we have junk mail. Any attempt to control the post office. Criminal. It says time and time again, whatever they are doing is criminal. Again, everything in this video is alleged purposes only. But the IRS, with the criminal here, something is not coming through the screen. Something is not telling people something's going wrong. But that is the first clearance information. The second clearance information, let's go and take a look. The second, what is that one? We have here moral minority, conservative, straight fanatic. Okay. Recyclers, which means recycled of information, right? Talking about clearance information, recycled. Okay, we have here tabloid, a direct control of convenience stores, which is reversed, which is weird. This is not weird, this is normal. So they're doing something that's normal for once. And here we have nuclear power company conservatives, right? Energy, there's something with energy here. And here we have intellectuals, weird fanatics, Alas shrugged. And you have that little finger up. See that little finger? Like this when you drink. Like that. Yeah, but like that's what it's saying here. So what is this telling us here? The second clearance information is talking about how when they are essentially recycling information to try to gain access to some sort of energy fuel. They're trying to get access to energy, which makes sense because if they're trying to do that big project, they need a higher, enormous amount of energy to be able to do the project that they're trying to do. They're trying to essentially create Frankenstein. What is the bottom of the deck here? We have the Men in Black, criminal, weird. Again, another criminal card shows up. Then the top of the deck here, we have a market manipulation. Money, the bull and the bear. Followed by the media campaign reverse. The media is not telling you the truth. Media campaign. Followed by the Swiss bank account. Oh God, there's a lot of money here. Swiss bank account. Followed by the reverse slush fund. Okay, you want to talk about money here? This is what's going on. They're taking the money. They're essentially extracting that money with the market manipulation. So they're using the money to manipulate the economy and the stock market to make it appear that, oh, we did everything good, blah, 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 to really usher in their goals. So it's going to be temporary. Then they're going to take that money and transfer it to another foreign government. That's what it feels like. And what's interesting enough, though, is when you start to really take a deep dive in the information that's going on all about this, is essentially I'm seeing them put the money in, but there's a string attached, and then right after the money's about to go entered in, they pull the money right out. And the money actually does not go in. It's like inflated. And here, the next card that comes up after all this is California. Liberal, weird government. Something with California, a lot of fiery here. What is fiery? What is that passion? The Pentagon, and of course the fire is right there, literally. Government, violent, straight. Violent, straight. So I talked about the fire from California, and you have the Pentagon that comes right after, and there's a little explosion in the Pentagon. And then you have your convenience store, which is reversed, which is also straight reverse, with me coffee and, me sticks. And it's interesting because the coffee is high energy, which means this is low energy. So whatever this is, that this is a lower vibrational energy. And what are they trying to do? China's campaign donors, ATM, which is money. Again, it's ATM. It says it right there. ATM. It's reversed. So this is definitely not foreign. This is definitely domestic. And we have here psychiatric. Weird. Again, there's something going on here that's normal. Like this is like not within the realm of something that hasn't happened before. This seems to be like this was a thing that even happened under many other presidents. This is not something that's new. This is something that's been continuous. This is just 45 might be exploiting it more likely than the other one did in the past. And we have the Men in Black in reverse, which is weird and criminal. Then the next card that comes in, health food stores, which is liberal. And that is like wood in like a candy bar. And the next card that comes up after that is local police department, conservative, straight, violent. And he's eating a freaking donut. So, and it's interesting too, because when you look at the tabloids here, it also says direct control of convenience stores, and that's reverse. But the convenience store also comes up as reverse here, which means it's not literal. But what can we take away from this is that there's plots and information that they're trying to gain, and it has to do with something with influencing the economy and the stock market to make it appear as if it's doing really well, to usher in other goals and agendas, and then to withdraw the information before it gets officially entered in, and then it gets sent to a foreign adversary. Again, everything in this video is just for life and entertainment purposes only. Is there anything else? No. Okay, that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the bell icon. I will see you all in the next video. Until then, peace out. I love you.